Chapter 23 has arrived. This is, aside from arguably Chapter 27, the hardest map in all of Birthright. First thing, every enemy on the map has promoted, and this time they're going to stay promoted. That means we're going to have to deal with enemies with multiple weapon types, high movement, way better stats, and worst of all, Wyvern Lords. Almost every enemy on the map is also wielding at least one silver weapon. We've seen our fair share of silvers in this run, given that all the paralogs were filled to the brim with them, but as the enemies scale up in power, the harder it's going to get to withstand their attacks. In this map, most of my units can only take 1 or 2 hits before being in serious risk of dying. In this map, there's also a gimmick. Camilla starts on the opposite side of the map from your starting units, and near her are 3 dragon veins. If she uses a dragon vein, she sends a fireball to one of the 3 parts of the map. The lane she picks is based off of which lane has the most player units, and what each fireball does is deal 10 damage to every one of your units caught in range of it at the start of enemy phase. If your unit is going to get hit by a fireball and is in range of an enemy, you need to make sure that they can survive. On each lane, there are a ton of edifices that neither you or the enemy can pass through. The fireballs, however, destroy them, so you do have to be mindful of how far the enemies can move, or else you'll likely get caught with a weakened unit from a fireball and get someone killed. There are 2 ways to mitigate the damage you take from the fireball. The first is being in the back of a pair-up, which you can see why that's not a viable option for my purposes, and the second is to put a unit inside one of the hallways connecting to each section of the sewers. That will actually be useful. On this map, there's also Elise's retainers, Arthur and Effie. They start as red units, so you'll be allowed to kill them for experience if you please. However, if you talk to them with Corrin, they'll turn into green units and start fighting for you. The problem with that is that, in green unit fashion, these 2 will rush into the enemies with 0 regard for their safety. Another problem is that what they decide to do is pretty much random. As such, we'll try to stay clear of them for as long as we can, and then we'll have to end up improvising a plan to keep them out of trouble.
In the name of justice!
I can do this! Huh?
Oh! Yeah.
The first thing I want to do is have Sakura and Rhajat go all the way to the left to go in range of the paladins and dark knights in the center of the map. In their current state, they don't have enough magic to safely do that, so Selkie has to provide her rally magic before they move.
Oh, let me help! What shall we do?
Rhajat being in the front is going to bait one of the paladins into attacking her first, which is going to set up Vantage for her. A quirk that Vantage has in this game is that once you proc it for the first time, the enemies will remember that unit has it active and prefer to go target someone else. Because of that quirk, the 2 Dark Knights with 1-2 range will prefer to attack Sakura with their tomes instead of Rhajat with their swords. This will mainly help out with getting Sakura to level 15 on this map, but the real reason why this quirk is nice is because we don't have to hear that awful danger music nearly as much. Rhajat also importantly has Quixotic here, which is important since she would otherwise be way too dodgy for this to be reliable. It also of course boosts her own hit rates. There are 4 enemies that are covered up by this edifice to the north of my starting position. That will get destroyed on this turn, so in order to thin out enemy numbers, Shigure is going to drop Ryoma in range of one of the bow knights. We need to make sure that Ryoma is dropped exactly 10 tiles away, since this will prevent any other enemies from moving towards him on this turn. He'd face a real chance of death if he were to extend further. It's lucky that Great Knights are only 7 move and not 8 like the other mounted units. Looking back to the center, there's a strategist that can attack both Sakura and Rhajat. That's not an issue for them, but since the strategist's range extends a little bit further than them, we can use this enemy to build some support points between Kuragi and Selkie.
They don't have a chance! My bow is yours.
How troubling. Whoa, enemies!
For everyone else, Dwyer rallies for Kana so she can attack the nearby sorcerer without being at risk of dying to the Wyvern Lord nearby. I want to use the Dragonstone Plus eventually, so I'll use the Wyvern Lord as an opportunity to start building her stone rank. And yes, I am aware that the Dragonstone Plus is a C rank weapon, but the extra attack and hit I'd get from B rank would be really appreciated.
I'll keep you safe.
As everyone else moves, I want to highlight that I've brought Yukimura to this battle, who we recruited off screen on this map. Not only does he have Perspicacious, which is a map-wide +5 hit to my units, but he also has incredible base stats and weapon ranks. He's also the only Gen 1 unit that starts in the Apothecary class line. It's a shame you get him so late.
No need to worry.
I had it under control. Be careful. I don't need your help. I'll do it.
Too easy! Amazing!
I won't.
This is for you! Thank you so very much.
This ends here. Here I go!
Well done.
Oh, what should we play?
Nice!
Let's end this quickly. You're both down!
Kana kills the Wyvern Lord she fought on enemy phase to continue working on her goals.
Help.
Yukimura is going to move into the very edge of enemy range to be put in range of one of the Bow Knights. We don't actually want him to fight the enemy though, we're merely just getting him into position for the following turn. To make sure Yukimura doesn't get attacked by the Bow Knight, Shigure flies down to give him rallies.
Stay with me. Shall we? Stay strong. We can do this.
Now that our southern group has all moved, we'll focus back on Sakura and Rhajat. These two are once again going to move in range of the enemies on the bridge to fight all of them on enemy phase. There's two hurdles that we need to jump through before we do that though. Our first problem is that the enemies have way too much resistance for Rhajat to secure the 1 round, so we'll have to have Selkie rally for them again. The Bow Knights in particular also don't get doubled by Sakura, so we'll need to have Shigure fly over after he gets refreshed and provide rally speed.
Let's go.
Everything will be just fine.
I collect bows.
In order for Rhajat to deal enough damage for this phase, she needs to hold the Tiger Spirit, the scroll equivalent of a steel weapon. Sakura also needs to change her weapon to the Ox Spirit so she isn't fighting at weapon triangle disadvantage against the bows.
Whoa, enemies!
Hinoka goes right next to Shigure, which is in range of a Wyvern Lord. Since Hinoka's holding the dual Naginata, the Wyvern Lord will have 0% hit on her, so her HP and defense don't need to be accounted for.
I've got you.
Hey, there's the enemy!
Kuragi just wants to move out of the way. Corrin will go in range of one of the Great Knights and the second Bow Knight, which will pull all 3 of those enemies down. The Great Knight that's going to dual strike will move to a random tile, but the way we have it set up makes it so either way works the exact same way. He does have to use a vulnerary here, since Corrin would otherwise be in danger. Here I had to even give him the Dracoshield and Seraph Robe in my convoy to be absolutely safe.
Got your back.
What shall we do? I'll help too!
I had it under control.
Show no mercy. I'll finish this. It's over.
I've got it. Enjoy.
Sweet dreams. This is for you. Please forgive us. I'm ready.
Steel yourself.
Time for death.
Very much appreciated.
Keep it together.
A good effort.
On the right side, we want to immediately deal with all of the enemies we just aggroed. Shigure comes in to kill the Great Knight with his hammer.
I'm here to help. I can help you.
Sorry.
And no matter which way the Bow Knight and Great Knight moved, it wouldn't matter since Corrin would always be able to go to the tile northeast of Shigure and kill the Bow Knight.
That went well.
As for the Sorcerer, we need to be mindful of not going too far in to kill it, as we don't want to go further than the very edge of the Strategist's range. We also need to make sure that the Sorcerer isn't able to land a counterattack while killing it to make sure that the Strategist can't kill anyone itself. Hinoka can do that after Ryoma moves into dual striking position. Now, one thing to note is that Hinoka is currently too far away from the spot above Ryoma to reach it with the standard 8 movement. We want Azura to refresh someone else on this turn as well, so the most convenient option was for her to be the recipient of the boots we got all the way back in chapter 20.
Come on. Allow me.
Sorry.
Another thing we need to be mindful of is that the Dark Knight near Effie can move into a spot to dual strike for the strategist. That would be lethal for Hinoka, so we need to lure it away from doing that by putting someone else in its range. Our best candidate for that is Kuragi with the dual Yumi. Of course, since we're using Kuragi, we want him to fight alongside Selkie, but Selkie first wants to rally for Rhajat.
This is gonna be fun!
Afterwards, Azura can pair up with Midori, who can reach the tile next to Selkie and refresh her. That lets her use her maximum movement range to dual strike for Kuragi, who is again going in range of a Dark Knight. This also lets Selkie heal Kuragi back to full HP.
This is nothing.
Refocusing on Rhajat, she's going to hold the Calamity Gate again, while Sakura will hold the Bolt Naginata. There aren't any more Bow Knights, so they won't face Weapon Triangle disadvantage. Sakura also doesn't need to worry about rally speed on this turn.
I'll watch your back.
I'll try my best. I can do
Thanks.
this! Let's try our hardest.
Yukimura holds the Iron Shuriken. He'll lure one of the Dark Knights towards him instead of Rhajat.
I want your soul for a trophy.
Be careful!
Hope you like hell. Wow, that worked.
This isn't my job. No choice.
I've got you. Too slow.
Amazing! I'm hoping we can hurt.
I had it under control.
We learned things.
Here goes!
We're there!
Yay! Too easy!
Very much appreciated.
Stay alert. Let me help.
Thank you.
I'll try my best. I can do this!
I don't need your help.
Depending on where the Paladin dual struck from, the Wyvern Lord and Strategist never would have gone towards my units and would have stayed in their original position. There's a lot of random enemy movement throughout all of this map, some of which that has already happened I chose not to cover out of combination of it being too much to cover and not mattering too much. Here is the first time where it causes a drastic deviation in strategy.
After you.
Ignoring that for now, Yukimura moves out of the way to let Kana and Hisame fight off the Dark Knight.
Guess I did it right!
Midori goes up to the Wyvern Lord and kills it. In an alternative universe, she'd be attacking the Paladin here to set up a kill for Dwyer, who would like to grab some occasional kills while he works his way up to Inspiration.
Are we ready?
This is still a fine outcome, since Midori killing this Wyvern Lord gets her a chance to proc Salvage Blow along with Profiteer.
My diagnosis? You're done! Don't count Midori out!
Since Dwyer has nothing better to be doing, he goes ahead and attacks the Paladin anyways.
Midori can do this! My turn!
Before killing the Paladin, we want to have Rhajat and Sakura move into the Sorcerer on the far left's range. This would normally be in range of the Strategist and Wyvern Lord we just killed, who would both choose to attack Rhajat and die to Vantage. Progressing forwards is still their goal, however, so nothing really changed in the grand scheme of things.
I won't lose.
For the Paladin, we luckily had Azura and Takumi on standby for this turn anyways, so everything here is also sound. I thought it better for Takumi to kill the Paladin, since I want him to get trained up to get Replicate eventually.
No need to worry.
I'm coming with you.
Corrin, Shigure, Ryoma, and Hinoka all head up to enemy reinforcement zones to spawn camp them.
I'll protect you.
We stand together.
Okay, let's go.
Silky goes above Kiragi, where she'd normally kill the Dark Knight if Kiragi didn't land a crit earlier.
Hey, there's the enemy!
Our next challenge on this map is to find a way to fight the malignites on the top half of the map without accidentally aggroing Arthur. The only way we can do that is to put a unit on the water next to the bridge, where the malignite can reach but Arthur can't. Since Rhajat is blocking the way, we'll need to use her action first, and while we're here, we'll start moving up our other units towards the bridge. We're nearing the final stages of the map already, so a lot of my movement from here on out will just be for the purpose of waiting out reinforcements.
Trouble.
Crossing my fingers.
Stay strong.
Shall we?
All right.
I believe in you.
Silky will pair up with Kiragi, and then Kiragi goes to a safe spot on the bridge while Azura can refresh him.
Be careful.
My bow is yours.
After Kiragi gets refreshed, he moves one tile to the left and drops Selkie down. Since Kiragi is holding the dual Yumi, the Malignite will have 0 hit on Kiragi, so we don't need to worry about him dying, much like Hinoka on turn 2.
I'm here to help. Our audience has arrived.
Show no mercy.
I'll back you up.
This is exciting!
Thanks a million!
Ryoma makes short work of the Dark Knight who challenged him.
No need to worry. Here I go!
For the glory of Hoshido! We're done here.
On the other hand, Corrin intentionally weakens himself in order to get Shigure more axe training. It'd be nice to benefit from C-rank bonuses eventually.
My heart is singing. No need to go solo. So strong. Here I am.
Sakura and Rhajat go into the third lane to continue their absolute massacre. Before they do that though, we need to give them rallies in both magic and resistance, mostly for peace of mind.
Must I do everything?
Will you play with me?
Good luck.
I'm ready.
Our next order of business is to have Kana pair up with Kiraki. He's going to help Kana build her stone rank by bringing her to the very edge of a Wyvern Lord's range. There's very conveniently a safe spot that Kiragi can wait on while Kana fights, which he can use to serve as a dual strike partner with a Silver Yumi. Technically, it would be better if Kiragi used a weak weapon so Kana wouldn't kill, but this is way easier to think about.
Trust me.
Stay strong.
How shall we proceed?
Now I'm in the mix.
Stay focused.
Let's go.
I collect.
Amazing.
It's about time we got some money. After this map, we'll finally be allowed to get a bit more aggressive with our spending. Not something we were able to do much of for a long time.
Yay.
Let's try our hardest.
I've got you.
Very much appreciated.
Thank you.
Kana and Kuragi want to go back to the other side, which is very easily accomplished thanks to one of those two units being a flyer. Corrin, Shigure, and Ryoma all do the same thing as last time. Corrin weakens the Paladin for Shigure, Shigure kills the Paladin, and Ryoma one-rounds the Dark Knight.
This is sweet. Our audience has arrived. I believe it. Yes!
Steel yourself.
No need to worry. I'll show you.
I will not lose.
Rather than standing still, Hinoka heads a little bit south so she can do some delivery service on the next turn. You'll see why it's important soon. On the turn after this, enemy malignites and wyvern lords will spawn in the center lane of the map. In preparation for that, Dwyer's healing up my 2 units that will fight the malignites, Takumi and Yukimura. The rest of my units want to remain clear of enemy range.
We need each other.
Must I do everything?
Sakura and Rhajat are now going to switch positions. Sakura wants to go in range of Selena to one-round her, and it's important that she does it because Sakura doesn't rely on dual strikes to survive attacks. Since Selena is paired up, she'd have an easy time killing Rhajat.
I'll try my best.
And by going in their range, Sakura just spawned the last instance of what is effectively an ambush spawn in this game. Reinforcement units that spawn on player phase. Things are going to look pretty messy for these two for a little bit, but trust me when I say that it's not very likely for them to die here.
Shall we?
Hear me roar! And here's the story.
After you. Keep it together.
I collect. Joy.
Amateur. This is so not fair.
Now every single enemy on the map has become aggressive. That includes Camilla, Arthur, Effie, and everything else. To de-aggro Arthur and Effie, we need to have Corrin pair up with Shigure so he can get transferred to Hinoka. That will allow him to reach Effie and talk to her. I should say that there is no reward for saving Arthur and Effie as green units, so I recommend that most playthroughs you kill them for
I'll
experience.
back you up.
The only reason why I'm not doing that is because I want to. Anyways, enjoy the most heartbreaking conversation in this entire game.
Not on my watch!
No!
What was that?
Well...
Sure.
All right.
Huh?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Lady Elise.
Stand strong.
In the south, I mentioned last turn that malignites would be spawning and how I was going to use my 2 mechanists to fend them off. It may seem inefficient to only feed the malig kills to 2 units, which to a degree it is, but my intentions were to have every one of my other units focus on protecting Arthur. He's still going to end up fighting a couple of enemies, but I need to make sure that he stays healthy enough to survive that with reasonable reliability.
My bow is yours. How shall we proceed? I'm always ready.
Now that we're set up over there, our last focus will be Sakura and Rhajat. Rhajat can go to the tile above Sakura and land a clean one-shot on Baruka, courtesy of the Brave Axe lowering her resistance stat. Not even the talisman in Baruka's inventory would save her.
I'm ready. Feet. I'll stay with you.
Sakura needs to go up to Camilla and kill her immediately. She's more reliable with the Bolt Naginata than the Ox Spirit because Camilla has Tonebreaker. Also, this normally wasn't the plan. In my test clear, Camilla had not moved after aggroing Baruka, and I was able to lure her out on the following turn by making her use Fimbulvetter. If that were to happen, Sakura would have perfect reliability. This is still safe-ish, but only barely.
I guess I'll help.
This is for you. Amazing.
Let's raise some hell.
Sakura might look like she's in serious danger here. She's taking a lot of damage from these Wyvern Lords, and her resistance stat is notably worse than Rhajat's. However, she is completely fine. Remember that the reason why Rhajat has been able to do her whole Vantage Sweep shenanigans in the first place is because she was able to inherit it from Sakura's friendship with Hana. In other words, she also can Vantage Sweep.
Too easy. Very much appreciated.
Not my fault you're weak.
We're not going to talk about me giving Yukimura double weapon triangle disadvantage here. You're not allowed to flame me in the comments, don't do it.
Let me get a shot at it.
Splendid!
Honestly, I was really hoping Arthur landed a crit here. It would have been cool. Effie is currently rushing herself into immediate danger, so we'll need to have one of the 3 units nearby body block for her. All 3 of Corrin, Ryoma, and Hinoka can reach near perfect avoid rates against axe-locked Wyvern Lords, so all I have to do here is have Hinoka equip the dual Naginata and drop one of the 2 nearby. The preferred unit for that is Corrin, since he'll still be very slowly working towards Swordfare.
Let's have at it.
Over here, I'm trying to figure out a good set of moves to make sure that Arthur doesn't kill himself onto the other sorcerer. The first step to that is of course killing the first one, which I wanted to do with Isame to keep him reasonably leveled. I also needed to spend heals on Takumi and Arthur, which was easy enough since I had Selkie and Dwyer nearby.
Ready for anything!
Let's end this quickly. What?
This is gonna be fun! Here we go. We won't lose!
I hate doing this. Come on!
After you.
Here I chose not to put Midori in range of the sorcerer, which extends the map length, as not routing the enemy spawned more reinforcements.
Everything will be just
This is better for my overall experience gain, but it does risk Arthur dying
Let's
again.
raise some hell.
Come on!
I see the enemy.
You won't stop me! It's over.
help me. Here I go.
I won't surrender! Sorry.
I can protect you.
Poor Hoshido! I did it!
Stay focused. Too slow.
I will be your shield.
Ha! I'm stronger than I look. This is nothing. I'm here too.
Automatic, really.
Over the barrel.
Ready for this?
We can do this.
Silky and Dwyer also do the same thing as last turn, which is heal up Arthur and Takumi.
We won't.
Although this is the final turn of the map, because I did get a little over my head and extend Hinoka and Corrin up to the Wyvern Lords. Oh well, all this loses out on is a couple of sorcerers that would barely give me any experience at all. There's not much else I've got left to offer, so as this ends, you can just listen to the best song in the game.
Stay strong.
Ready for this? This is my chance!
Show no mercy.
So strong.
It'll be all right. Stay focused.
You won't stop me! Guess I did it right.